Hey every happy Sunday, long time no see. Y'all, we are here to talk about season 7 episode. Make sure to like as you're coming in. Feeling, how are you doing? I'll be getting to Orange County sometime up with episode 2 in the week, okay? But right now we're talking Miami, all right? But yeah, guys, come make sure to like, comment. See y'all, yes, honey, we are out here zipping it in. Come on. Can you guys hear me? Everything okay? I'm glitching? What? Am I good now? Wait, let me see. Hold on. Oh, and glitchy? Really? What? My God. Okay, are we good? Can you guys? Wow, okay. Uh-oh. Wait, can I remove? Can we? Okay. Guys, can you guys see me? Are we good now? Yeah, you said Julia. This is the hands of Julia and Martina. Are we good? Should I restart? Are we good? You can see and hear me now? All right. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. I'm like, am I being punished for zipping it and zooing it, having a good summer? My God. Thank you guys for being so patient. I'm like, what is going on? Oh, I'm blurry now? We're blurry? Are we good? Child, I could be out in these streets still. I came back home late, like at 1 a.m. from LA, and I said, all right, let me catch up on all the shows. And now I'm on this beautiful Sunday, and now the audio wants to act up. I'm like, you know what? Okay. All right. It's all good. I'm glad to be back. God is good. Everything is good. Just let me know if it gets glitchy or anything. I hope not. But from here on out, it's going to be good. Okay. We are praying. We rebuke Julia and Martina's foolishness on this live. Okay. All right. So, where do we start? Where do we start? Do you guys want some LAT at the La Culturistas award show? Should I save that for later on? Let me know. Or do you want me to hop into the recap right now? Let me know which one you want. I can give you guys whatever you want. Okay, I'm here for y'all. Hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. Brooke, blessing our Sunday. Thank you. I can confidently say I don't like anyone on this cast. I'm indifferent about Guerdy, but I feel horrible for everything she's going through. Yeah, I feel really bad. I felt so bad for Guerdy later in the episode when she had the therapy session with her husband. We found out more about her triggers. That was a very touching scene. But yeah, I don't like anybody on this cast either. So it makes it hard to watch because nobody is likable. Nobody's likable. But thank you for the super chat, Robert. Thank you. Okay. You said tea. Okay, so you want the okay. Oh, y'all want the tea. Okay. Oh, you said give us the tea on you and Lisa Barlow, child. Well, when I tell you, I know some of y'all, some of y'all have some feelings about Lisa, but I'm sorry. I feel like I've always been a Lisa apologist. I had a good old time talking to Lisa. We had a great time. She looked good. We chatted the season. She said that. So this is y'all. This is between you and I. This is off the books. But Lisa told me that this was a very weird season. So I'm gonna take that as she doesn't have. She has a very rough time with the group. That's what that gave me when she said that. But yeah, I spoke to Meredith. Meredith was telling me how she enjoyed the season. She was also going on to say that I complimented her on Next Gen NYC. I said that I think it's a really good show. I could see them having a season 2. She told me that they haven't received word if the show is going to come back for a season 2. But I told her, I said, girl, you know that you're beating Miami. They're beating Miami in the ratings. She had no idea. She was like, wait, what? Like, she had no idea. So, I told her, I said, yeah, no, Next Gen NYC is going to get a season 2. I know that for sure. But, you said, okay, so you like Lisa. Yes. Okay. I like Lisa. I do like Lisa, honey. I've always liked Lisa. Yes. You've always said that Lisa is, in the past, and Lisa is very nice in person. Yeah. Lisa is lovely in person. This was my 5th time seeing me. The funny part was, she greeted me. We locked eyes and she said, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Hug, chopped it up. Like we were old friends. Like Lisa Barlow has always been one of the sweetest Bravo celebrities in person, hands down. Okay, hands down. I thought it was funny. I spoke to everybody on SLC except for Mary. Mary had her back turned. It's no shade to Mary, but it was clear that Mary was not trying to talk to anybody except her cast members. So I was unable to get a picture with Mary or just talk to her. Mary was not wanting to talk to anybody. She was just trying to talk to everybody else. Me and Heather talked for a bit. It was good seeing her. Yeah. Okay. So I talked to Brittany. And I said, Brittany, this whole mess of you and Jared has had me wanting to jump through the screen. I said, Miss Mamas, what is going on? I met Brittany's daughter. I met her daughter, Olivia. She's so sweet. And come to find out, her middle name is Brooke. So we laughed and bonded about that. But Brittany is very sweet. She looks good. She told me that her and Jared have officially broken up. They've been broken up for a month now. I said, girl, I'm gonna need it to be more than a month. Okay. So, she said that she is done with Jared for good and that this season we will see more mess and confusion with her and Jared. But for right now, they are no longer together. But I said, I need you to know that there is better out there. You don't need Jared. So hopefully she listens and takes the advice. Her daughter was really funny. She was like, yeah, I keep telling her that, she doesn't listen, but I'm praying that this is the last time she goes back to Jared. Even her daughter is tired. Brittany, if you're not watching me right now, if you catch the replay, please, we are all saying, leave Jared alone. Please, girl, it's tired. Yes, officially broke up for like the 15th time. You said, yeah, whatever. Okay. Oh, Bronwyn was there. I didn't speak to Bronwyn. Bronwyn was she was like all over the place at one point. Yeah, I didn't catch Bronwyn. Yeah, Bronwyn and Mary were the two that I didn't speak to because they were just like, Mary had her back turned. Bronwyn at one point at the after party, we were at the bar at the same time, and then she walked away to go somewhere else. So yeah, I didn't get to speak to her, but I said, Bronwyn, it took everything in me not to ask you, why didn't you buy that necklace? It took everything in me not to ask Bronwyn. And if I had gotten to talk to her at the party, I would have asked her about okay, so girl, what happened with that necklace? Did you buy it or not? Angie was sweet. We talked for a while. She was very sweet. She had a great season. She told me she's excited for us to see this season. So it sounds like we are in for a treat for season 6. Okay. Yeah, if you guys just got into the room, I'm talking about my trip to LA. I was invited to the Las Culturistas award show hosted by Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang. And I'm talking about the after party and who I saw, who I talked to. It was a great time. But yes, I thought she eventually bought it. Yeah, I mean, I'm still confused about that whole story because none of it was clear at the reunion when she went on Watch What Happens Live. After the episode aired, she still wasn't clear, so I have no idea. But I wish that I was able to ask her. I think the trailer is dropping. I'm hearing the trailer for SLC drops next month or September, so it's coming soon. Did you present an award? No, I didn't. The Las Culturistas Awards come on August 5th on Bravo and Peacock, by the way. But let me tell you something. Listen, baby, everybody was in the building. Kristen Wiig, Allison Janney, Quinta Brunson, Law Roche, who else? Kenan Thompson. Like, it was a star-studded affair, okay? Everybody was there. It was a good old time. But it's gonna be a good time. So, and also I had really good seats, so you're gonna probably see me a lot in the audience. Yes, oh my gosh. Everybody, honey, it was the who's who, okay? Oh, yes, everybody was there. You said not Brooke rubbing shoulders with Oscar and Emmy winners, okay? Okay, oh, y'all are so sweet. Yes, honey. Jamie Lee Curtis was there. Jeff Goldblum was there. Yeah, oh, it was star-studded. We had a good old time. Now, the highlight of my night was, so you guys know Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang. Shout out to them. But they've been listening to my channel. They've been watching me since when I started. And I started it'll be 6 years next month. So they were with me when I was, like a small channel, and I was, running my mouth. I had no idea that they watched me until they shouted me out on their podcast years ago. So at one point, during the taping, they had to film a commercial break and they were sitting by my section. So they turned around to say hi to the crowd. Now, me and Matt Rogers, we've collabed together. He came on my channel last year. We have met. He invited me to his Christmas show last year. So I met his parents, his sister. So we've met before in person, but I had yet to meet Bowen Yang. So Bowen Yang turns around and he's like, Brooke, I'm so happy that you're here. So at the after party, when we talked, it was amazing. And then hearing that he watches me every week, it was like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? You don't think about who's watching you, but it was an amazing moment. I'm so blessed. And yeah, it was a great time. I had I love LA, so it was just such a good time. But yeah, just, it's so surreal when you find out who's watching you. You never know who's watching you. So, but yeah, I had an amazing time. I had an amazing time. Yes. We see Matt in the chats. Yes, when Matt pops up in the chats and the lives, it's always a pleasure. You said this smirk that doesn't leave your face tells me a lot happened there. No, I know. Listen, I'm smiling because I just had a really great time. I had a really great time. It was a fabulous night. Andy Cohen was also there as well. He presented. He was at the after party. Yeah, it was a really good time. A really good time. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Y'all are very sweet. Thank you. No, listen. It's a blessing. I have a video coming out for y'all next month, and I'm excited for you guys to see. And I really hope that you guys watch it because it's been on my mind for a long time. But yeah, it coincides with what I'm talking about right now. But yeah, it's just a blessing. It really is a blessing. And yeah, I'm just grateful and happy to be here. And yeah, so I had a great time. But yeah, it was just a good any rude housewives this time. Well, the only housewives that were there were the SLC ladies. And then you had other Bravo celebrities. You had Paige from Summer House. She was there. I didn't get to talk to her though. She was just kind of like, bouncing around the room. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to say anything, but she seemed lovely. But yeah, no, I wouldn't say that anybody was rude this time around. I just feel like, I guess Mary wasn't really just in the mood to talk, but I didn't talk. She didn't talk to me. I didn't talk to her. And then Bronwyn, she was just floating around the room. So I didn't speak to her either. I didn't get to speak to her this time either. But yeah, nobody was rude. Nobody was rude. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Brooke. No, that really means a lot. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet. You said, I guess Jessel was not in attendance. No, yeah, she wasn't there. You said, don't go easy on the Bravo whackings. I'm screaming. Oh, you said Mary's never in the mood. Yeah, I think that Mary is the type where she loves being on the show. She likes the fame, but she's not really trying to interact. Like, if that makes sense. And it's no shade, but it's like she's not really trying to interact. But yeah, I thought that Mary looked pretty. She had on a red number. The hair was like, it was perfectly done. She looked good. She looked really good. She looked good. But yeah, guys, that's I'm trying to think of like other tea that I have. I'm sure it'll come to me. I'm not, because I know that other things happen throughout the night. It'll come to me. I can always talk about it at the end of this live recap. But yeah, it was a really good time. You said it might be best if you don't speak to Mary. No, I mean, do I think that she would be rude in person? I don't think so. I hope that she would have the good sense not to. I mean, when I met her at the ice cream event earlier this year, was that this year or was that last year? But when I met her at the ice cream event, she was cool. She was like, she had to be friendly. She was scooping up ice cream for everybody. But yeah, she was cool. I wouldn't say she's the warmest person, but I can't really get a gauge of how she is in public, if that makes sense. A conversation with Mary could go so many ways. I agree. Time flies because I discovered your channel when it was Rinna's last season. I can't remember what year that was, but I'm happy for you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So when Rinna's last season was what, 2 or 3 years ago? So you must have found me in like 2023 then, right? 2022, 2023, around that time. But yeah, I started my channel August of 2019. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? But yeah. But guys, without further ado, let's talk about The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 6. I'm not going to hold you guys. I really don't know about the fate of Miami because, I mean, they need to recast. This cast is not working. No, like, it's not working. It's really tough to watch people who just, they're great. They're grating and they're insufferable, Okay, you said you watched the episode just for your live. Oh, okay, I feel honored. And yes, no, I will be providing a timestamp for when the review starts. Absolutely. But I mean, you're here now watching it live, so you don't need the timestamp, but I definitely will provide one for everybody else catching the replay. I got everybody. All right. So we start off this episode with everybody arriving to Alexia's event. She's having that Greek goddess discovering who's the narcissist of the group. So we're getting to that, right? So they arrive, Alexia and the life coach greet them. And I thought it was funny because Adriana always has her eye out for some man. She was like, oh, this guy is hot. If I didn't have Frenchie, I'd go Australian. So, can we talk about how they play in Adriana's face so badly? Because in my opinion, Adriana should be full-time, and the lack of camera time that she gets when she's one of the only likable housewives in right now, I think it's a real shame that Adriana is still friend of. Adriana should be bumped up to full-time status if I had it my way. I feel like Lisa could be demoted to friend of and have Adriana come up to full-time, in my humble opinion. Or fire Julia and have Adriana take her spot. Just saying. Yes, they're trying to ice Adriana out. I agree. So, they go into the villa, they go into the secret garden. Alexia has those mirrors with all these quotes about self-reflection. They're all reading them. Now, this party was not going to go well because none of these women can take ownership about anything. So I felt like, why are we even doing this? So we see Daniel, the life coach, asking them to read the quotes, and he goes on to ask if anything resonates with them. So we cut to Stephanie's confessional, and she's like, is this whole party about narcissism? She said that, she thinks that she's narcissistic because a lot of people in business are narcissists. So it's not that big of a deal. There does not need to be a party for that. Now, Stephanie, the tea that's coming out about you, and we'll talk about this later on, but the tea that's coming out about you and how you got with your husband, girl, if that's true, you should feel ashamed of yourself. That's embarrassing. And you did not make the best decision coming onto this show because you're not likable at all. You're not. But we'll talk about that when we get to that scene with her and her parents and her husband, because there's a lot to unpack right there. But Stephanie saying that she might be a narcissist herself because she's a great businesswoman, I could see that. So now, Guerdy says that the fact that this is a narcissist themed party says a lot because we have a lot amongst us. So I'll go out on a limb and say that whatever you feel about Guerdy, however you feel about her, I do think that Guerdy is the most well-adjusted person in this group, hands down. So now we have Alexia. We see Lisa taking pictures of herself. And Alexia says, of course, you have Lisa being oblivious, making this all about herself, taking photo shoots when this is about, trying to self-reflect. Alexia, you're the same as Lisa. So you getting on her about taking pictures, just stop. You're just as narcissistic and self-centered and self-absorbed. So you and Lisa are two peas in a pod. Also, so now so now we see Kiki and Larsa, Julia and Guerdy on a bench. Kiki's asking Larsa, where are her and Lisa at right now in their friendship? And Larsa says that she's tried talking to Lisa. At this point, they need to have a conversation. So Julia interrupts. And Julia, here's where I have to just get you all the way together because, girl, how dare you? Julia says, well, just like Guerdy and I took our time, we had dinner the other night and we talked like two people. So you have Guerdy interrupting and she says, well, I would have liked to we should have had that dinner a long time ago, but I digress. When Julia fixed her mouth to say that Guerdy keeps talking about what happened, I said, excuse me? For Julia to say, I thought that we moved forward. I thought we moved on from this. Why is Guerdy bringing this up? I cannot stand people who do you wrong and then they play victim when you're still mad at them. Julia, are you forgetting what you did? 3 episodes ago, you threw a drink at Guerdy. You completely embarrassed her. That is dehumanizing and it's assault. You physically assault somebody and then you say, oh, why won't they just get over it? That's not how this works. And we all know good and well that if you were the one who had gotten assaulted by Guerdy, it would be a different story. Guerdy would have been kicked off the show. And we all know that you would have been the victim and you would have been talking about it from now until the end of time. I just, race aside, I cannot stand folks who they're the villain and the victim at the same time. That's not how this works. You threw a drink at her for no reason. You are clearly in the wrong. Guerdy is the clear victim here. If Guerdy wants to hold a grudge from now until the end of time, that's her right. And I was so pissed that Guerdy did not curse her out because what are you doing? How dare you tell me to get over it? No, I'm not going to get over it. You threw a drink at me. Are you kidding me? Like, I was so irritated. Yes. You know, it's so true. Julia is a typical white woman, throws rocks and plays a crybaby. It's pure Karen behavior. Julia tried to have a Housewives moment and it failed badly. She's so dumb. I agree. Julia needs to go. She's delusional. Why doesn't she understand this incident is still fresh? I'd bring it up every day and twice on Sunday. Same here. Can't be the villain and the victim. It never works. Yes, being the villain and the victim at the same time is basically a narcissist. I agree. I just said, Julia, how dare you? How dare you? And if Guerdy had cursed you out right there and right then and there, she would have been well within her right. Don't you dare tell me to get over something like that. You assaulted me. It was the same way how on Potomac, when they tried to gaslight Wendy, like she was in the wrong for still being mad at Mia for what she did. Until this day, Mia has never apologized to Wendy about doing that. That's what really blows me. Like, I'm still not over that. And Mia, I'm really not over it because at BravoCon, I asked you, I said, did you apologize to Wendy because what you did was not right? And you lied to my face saying, oh yeah, girl, I apologize to Wendy. You'll see later in the season, you'll see it this season. And we never saw the apology. Never. It is pure madness. You don't get to assault somebody and then tell them how to respond to you. It's crazy. Hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. I got downvoted on a Reddit sub because they should throw the whole show in the trash, but if the shoe fits. Yeah, I mean, they need to do some recasting for Miami. Hey, Housewives with G, thank you for the super chat. Greetings from Germany, Brooke. Oh my gosh, we have Germany, yes. I love your recaps. Been here since we fought off those Monique bots during season 5, honey. You are worldwide, sis. Oh my gosh. Oh, you were in the trenches with me. Okay, so me and you go way back. Hey, Robert, thank you for the super chat. Do you think Real Housewives of Orlando could do well? I know they wouldn't, but I lived in Orlando for 2 years. I loved it. I was outside. I don't think Orlando is just a big enough draw for it to be a popular Housewives franchise. Just my opinion. I wouldn't be that interested in seeing Orlando. Not gonna hold you. Like, Disney World is great and fun and all that stuff, but I don't think we want to see Orlando. But I'm glad that you were outside. You said now Mia be lying. I agree. Go figure, lied to your face, child. Lied right to my face. She was like, no, she was, and then said that I'm too hard on her in my recaps. I said, Mia, I'm not hard enough on you. I said, I go easy. I go real easy on you, Mia. And especially compared to my peers, like, let's be for real. When it comes to my YouTube peers, I am definitely the most gentle out of everybody because my peers really go in on folks. They be talking about looks and they be really going in on people all day. So please, I'm real light. I always keep it respectful. I don't call anybody out their name. You know what I'm saying? So I said, girl, I'm not hard on you at all. It's a little, I give you a little tap. Yes, it's like go harder. Exactly. You went real easy. Skipping her scenes was a kindness. Exactly. Mia needs that tough love. She doesn't learn. Exactly. You gave me a light lashings. Other YouTubers would have been ruthless with no hesitation. Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. But yeah, Julia, you need to go. The fact that you can fix your mouth to say that Guerdy needs to let this go is beyond me. So it really goes without saying, that Julia is one housewife that I cannot stand. That is one housewife I can go on record by saying that I cannot stand her. So now we see it's time for their first exercise to begin. The life coach hands them these literal red flags, right? And there are these vases. They have to put a red flag in each vase to see, like, if the statement agrees with what the person does, they put the red flag in the vase, right? So we have so Daniel reads the first question. He says, who do you think in this group constantly talks about themselves? So we see Marisol go up first. She says, oh, that's easy. She puts a red flag in Lisa's vase. She says, I'm sorry, Lisa. Lisa's obviously upset. And then we see that everybody put a flag into Lisa's vase except for Alexia. Alexia is actually honest and puts herself. I said, okay, Alexia. I said, let me find out that there's a bit of self-reflection over there, because Alexia also talks about herself incessantly as well. It's her and Lisa are tied in my book. So now Lisa says, maybe I told my problems to the wrong people. I expected it to be fun, but this is a witch hunt. Now, Lisa, I'm gonna just be honest. You wore me out all last season. Like, you wore me all the way out. I think that it was excessive, all the Lenny talk, the constant crying about Lenny. It was too much. Not caring about other people's problems. We had Guerdy going through a cancer, and you're over there talking about you. So yeah, I would have put that flag in your vase if I didn't put it in Alexia's vase, because you can be too much. And you do act like your problems are the most important problems in the world. And I don't see it for Larsa, but Larsa low-key ate when she said, you feel like your problems dominate everybody else's problems, and they don't. And that's true. And I have to give Larsa her 10s on that, because she was correct. You do feel like your problems take precedent over everybody else's. And it was evident last season, because we had a woman going through cancer and you guys barely talked about that. You were talking about yourself the entire time. Yes, Lisa is too much. She really is. So now we have Lisa and Larsa go at it. Lisa says, you blame me for not knowing your problems, but don't tell me your problems. Then she says, I think you should stop telling lies and tell the truth. And Larsa's like, well, do you have a lie detector test? And Lisa says, I have the receipts. So Larsa's like, well, baby girl, I am the receipt. So now they're still going at it. And now you have Larsa shading Lisa. She says, well, girl, get a dress that fits in your size. I said, oh, and I said, but Larsa, I need you to take your own advice, because some of your dresses, you could go up, Lisa, like that. Larsa, the dress, one of the dresses that you wore in one of the episodes, it was a bit tight. So the same could be said about you too, girl. You want to get on Lisa, but yeah, the same could be said about you as well. So now we have the next question is, who in the group is quick to take offense? And Stephanie says that Lisa is quick to take offense. She puts a red flag in Lisa's vase. Alexia says that Larsa's quick to take offense. She puts it in Larsa's. Larsa's upset. She puts a red flag in Alexia's. And then we see Stephanie and Julia also. We see Julia and I think Kiki also say Lisa too. So it turns out that Lisa ends up winning the most red flags for that one as well. Now, in my opinion, I feel like Larsa should have won that one, because Larsa is very quick to take offense to anything. If it's not what she wants to hear, she's offended. And then she will go below the belt to try to shade you. I felt like they were wrong to put that on Lisa. I thought it should have been on Larsa, in my opinion. Yeah, Larsa's dress that evening was ill-fitting. Exactly. Larsa pot meat kettle, better known as Timu Kardashian. Exactly. That's what I thought too. Larsa's clothing is always too tight on her. It is. It is. And I mean, it would look good if she would just go up one more size or half a size. But I thought it was comical for her to say, well, Lisa, find a dress that fits you. Stop squeezing into the too tight clothes. And I said, but Larsa, you too. Oh, you said over Lisa, I disagree. No, you don't think that Larsa she has a difficult time when somebody says something she doesn't want to hear? Larsa's quick to be offended. Larsa is quick. If go back and rewatch the older seasons, Larsa's very quick to be offended. You could tell Larsa, you could say, Larsa, when you said that, it hurt my feelings. The next thing you know, Larsa's talking about, well, that's why you this, that's why your man left you. That's why your house is getting foreclosed on. I mean, Larsa goes below the belt if you say one thing about her. And you could say it in love, like, you know what, Larsa, that really hurt my feelings. You could talk to her in a calm voice and she'll still go off on you. I would say go back and rewatch. I think that Larsa takes offense way worse than Lisa does. They are both bad at accepting feedback. Very true. Yes, you tell Larsa, I don't like your dress, and she says your mother was a streetwalker or something. Yes, that's exactly. Is her anger is very disproportionate when she feels she gets very defensive very easily, in my opinion. Lisa can miss me all the way. Larsa and Alexia infuriate me more than Lisa. She just annoys me. Yeah, I feel the same way. You said you love you some Larsa. Larsa and Lisa are the same. Larsa's more cutthroat. That's a good point. Yes, Larsa's comebacks are way more lethal than Lisa's. Yes. Yes, Larsa goes for the jugular immediately. Yes. And it could be like, girl, when you bought me that coffee, I didn't like that flavor, and she's offended. And she's talking to she's gonna curse your bloodline for an eternity because you told her that the food that she made was a bit too salty. Oh gosh. Yes, Larsa's always on defense because she knows she's a walking reed. That's also very true too. So now we have Daniel trying to break up Lisa and Larsa going at it. And he says, just understand that this whole exercise is to focus on self-reflection. It's not to hurt each other. Now I said, Daniel, what you're saying, nobody's listening to you. So just keep that. They're all easily offended. So what you're saying is not helping. So we have Julia pissing me off once again because she says, Daniel, may I ask you a question? What if somebody says something that's very hurtful and painful to you that hurts you so deep? What's the recommendation to move forward? So we know that she's talking about Guerdy. So Daniel goes on to ask, well, did this person apologize to you? And Julia says partially. Now, I have I've made 700 videos. We've seen a lot of stuff go down. The nonsense on Potomac, Beverly Hills, whatever, right? I've been irate with several housewives, but this took me over the edge. The way I called Julia everything but a child of God at this scene right here. Because what do you mean that Guerdy only gave you a partial apology because she hurt you so deep? If I didn't pride myself on trying to be respectful to all the women, I would really let loose right now and just go all the way in. But just know, Julia, that when I saw this part, I called you everything. I called you, girl, I went in on you in the privacy of my own home because how dare you? You don't deserve an apology for anything. You threw a drink on another woman for no reason. That is assault. There is no apology. I was so pissed. I said, how dare you? Just the blatant disregard for what you've done. And now you sitting up here playing victim. I said, excuse me? Yes, she is no, I cannot stand her. She is such a clown. Child, let me tell you something. Yes, exactly. That's why I was so annoyed when Guerdy apologized. I said, girl, what are you apologizing for? The only thing I'd be giving Julia is my you-know-what to kiss. Because you're not getting anything from me. The only thing you're getting is me going in on you every time I see you. If you assault me, I have nothing for you. You're not getting an apology. After you assault me, all bets are off. I'm saying whatever I want about you. If I'm saying the most gutter stuff. I'm saying the worst possible things you can imagine. If you assault me, all bets are off. There is no more respect. I'm not apologizing for what I say to you after you harmed me. What are we talking about here? I could not believe her. I could not believe her. Yes, she would have been sued. Child, I was so mad. A life coach but gave no tools. Exactly, a life coach from Instagram. He's sitting up there, he barely said 2 words. I was so pissed. I was livid. So Guerdy interrupts and she said, oh no, Julia goes on to say, Guerdy hurt her so much. She says, somebody who calls you horrible names, how do you move past it? When Guerdy said, but I called you horrible names after you threw a drink on me. Let me take a sip because I feel my blood just boiling. Listen, if I were in Guerdy's place, Julia would have been crying the way I'd be reading her to the deepest parts of hell. Same here. Same here. I think Guerdy felt like she had no choice but to move on. She's basically on an island by herself. I'd rather be on an island by myself than apologize to somebody who physically harmed me, period. Exactly. And I'll call you horrible names again and again if you throw a drink on me. Girl, what? Exactly. That part. Oh, I'm just drinking water. That's it. Just water with some lime. Baby, scorched earth. Scorched earth. I couldn't believe it. And then what really got me was how you're talking about Guerdy called you horrible names. And like one of y'all reminded me in the chat, did we not forget that before Julia threw that drink, she was calling her a psychopath, a hyena. She called Guerdy several names before she threw that drink on her. So you were out of line before you even threw that drink at her because you were calling her such crazy names. You were disrespecting her way before we even got to that point. So if Guerdy calls you whatever she wants to call you in defense, that is her right. You said Guerdy better not pull a Wendy if she stays on. I agree. I was glad Guerdy referred to what Julia did as physical assault. Same here. Julia sounds like a hyena, no room to speak. Yes, Julia got in her face after she wanted to fight. Yes, when she got in her face like this, and then when she was talking so close to Guerdy's face, she was spitting on Guerdy. Guerdy should have knocked you out just for that. You should not be so close to my face that you're spitting on me. Julia was in violation from the minute she got to Marisol's reception. And the fact that she sat up there and lied. And it was so funny to me how everybody had the nerve to be annoyed with Guerdy when Guerdy interrupted and said, well, no, I was assaulted. And then it was like, okay, well, let's move on. I said, oh, okay. So it's okay for Julia to sit up here and lie and play victim. But when Guerdy says what really happened, now you guys want to dismiss her? I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Y'all, I was too done. I just want Guerdy to whack her one good time. If the fans come for you, we got your back, girl. I agree. I was just so annoyed. Because if I were Guerdy, I would have told the life coach where to go. I would have cursed the whole group out. You're not going to sit up here and dismiss me. I'm going to talk for as long as I want to talk because she was assaulted. If she wants to keep bringing it up, that's her right. And they all were like, okay, Guerdy, let's move on. Like, that's enough with that. No. And also, Julia brought it up first. So where do we go from here? Guerdy, respectfully, let this be your last season. And I know a few of y'all were telling me in my comments in the last recap, y'all were like, no, Brooke, if Guerdy leaves the show, it's like they won. Excuse me. And I said, no, don't look at it like that. Look at it as she's protecting her peace if she goes. There's no benefit other than the check to stay in a group where you're not wanted and you were assaulted and nobody defended you. That's worse to me. Like, I don't know. I don't view that as defeat if Guerdy decides to leave the show. Why stay on a show where nobody likes you? And that's just me. That's just me. Yes, she wins her peace. Exactly. I agree. I feel like you cannot put a price on peace. Thank you. Guerdy should not stay there. She's not wanted. Nobody can handle those environments. Like, even the strongest person, that's going to chip away at your mental. And I'm saying this as somebody who I know human nature very well. And I can go toe to toe with you when it comes to mind games and how to like outsmart somebody I know how to like do that, but that takes a lot of work. Like who wants to be doing that 24/7? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to have to be in their frame of mind 20? It's exhausting. It's exhausting to always have to be 3 steps ahead of that person. Okay, I already know they're gonna do this. So like that's exhausting. It's a tiring way to live. So I know that even though I'm strong, I feel I'm a very strong person, mentally strong person, right? And I know how to handle people. I can read. I know when to be quiet. I know I know how to maneuver in situations like this, right? Where folks don't like you, but you know that you're gonna still come, you're still gonna stunt on them. I know how to do that. But it's very tiring to be in that day in and day out. And Guerdy does not have that same personality, I feel, to keep staying in this. So I agree. She needs to go. She needs to go because this is tiring for her. It's taxing. Yes, look at Candace. She left at the perfect time. She was not going to allow these women to mess with her mental health while pregnant. Exactly. You have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You know what I'm saying? There's a time to fight and there's a time to fight back and defend yourself and have to play mind games with your enemy. And there's a time to say, you know what? You can have it. You might lose the battle, but you're gonna always win the war. It is okay to walk away. You don't have to. It's okay to walk away. And I think that Candace did it the right way, because too many other housewives that we've seen, they will actually stay in this environment even if they're pregnant, they're going through something, they're grieving, a loved one's passing. They still want to be on the show, and they're dealing with all this stuff from their cast members. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Guerdy can be on HGTV or start a YouTube channel, putting her talent to good use. I agree. Yes, Guerdy should leave while still on a high note with the viewers. She'll always get more opportunities. I agree. I agree with that. These housewives will sell their souls to stay on TV. Child. Oh, you said Kiki's clock is ticking too, and it's sad. Greed and fame. I agree. This show is definitely not worth it. Nicole left for the same reason. Yes. I think it can be difficult to assess whether or not you should leave while you're in a situation. Maybe now that she can rewatch the whole thing, she'll see that maybe she should walk away. I know, I agree with you. Like, you guys are all making valid points. I think the difficult part that I've heard and I've witnessed with some of these women, the only difficult part about them wanting to walk away is because they feel like they are going to be missing out not being on the show. And a lot of these women cannot believe that they are famous, right? And they're so happy by it that they don't want to let it go. That's the root of the issue. It's not that they know in their souls that they need to go away. I've given you guys tea in prior recaps that a certain person on Beverly Hills who is the punching bag every single year, and Erica even said that to her face at this past reunion, how she gets the you know what be out of her every single season and she comes back with a smile on to take it. I've heard through the grapevine allegedly that despite her having a breakdown during the season and not wanting to be on the show, she still wants to be on the show because she wants to be famous. And I've heard allegedly that she has said that she needs to be off this show for her mental health, and she still won't let it go because she loves the fame. So a lot of this is an addiction to fame. A lot of this is an addiction to fame. It's very sad. Yep, the fame is why they stay. They can't let it go. Your mental health or views, exactly. Child. Yep. Well, you said, well, that is on them. Exactly. Yes. And Sutton smiled like that was a compliment. Baby, let me tell you something. There is not a man, woman, child who could ever say to my face with a straight face that you're a punching bag for the group. There is nobody in this world who could ever say that to me with a straight face, ever. And then the fact that she was smiling about it, I mean, that really sent me over. I said, this is beyond pathetic. And you guys know that I get on Sutton about the lack of self-esteem and that need for validation every single season. That's a sad way to go out. And I really hope and pray that Guerdy is not that type to want fame, that she sacrifices her mental just to stay on this show. I'm hoping and praying, because like y'all are said, we're all in agreement for the most part that this show just isn't worth it. Oh, that's a good point. Bravo does not pick women who are strong-minded. Oh, they won't pick women who aren't easily manipulated. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yes, for someone who's recovering from cancer, the stress on this show is not worth it. Cancer feeds off of stress. That's another point too. Sutton won't let the mouse go like she preaches. Exactly. Child. Because I'm telling you right now, nobody, and I'm sure we're all on the same page. Nobody could tell me or you with a straight face that you're the punching bag of the group and you like it and you accept it. There is not a soul on God's green earth who would say that to me. It wouldn't happen. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. But Guerdy, I think it might be time to let this be your last season. I'm going to keep saying that until the wheels fall off, because this show just isn't good for you. Nobody's on your side. Nobody even jumped in to say, Julia, what you did was wrong. They all dismissed Guerdy like she was wrong for mentioning that she was attacked. A mess. Bravo looks for women with delicate mental health, low self-esteem, and fame hungry. Child, you said you be cussing that person from today to next Sunday. Exactly. Not me, girl. Exactly. LVP is another housewife who eventually left the show because of the toxicity. Yes. So now we get to where am I? The last statement is who in this group plays the victim. So they all put Lisa. Lisa is visibly upset. We have Lisa and Larsa go at it. Lisa calls Larsa a narcissist. And we have Lisa saying that I have so much I could say about you, Larsa. Larsa says, go ahead. So Lisa says, well, you told me that Marcus doesn't have it like that, and that you don't want your tits to be down to your knees before you guys get married. Larsa's upset by that. She says that Lisa needs to stop worrying about her boobs and worry about her being a narcissist. Now, am I surprised to hear that Marcus, might not have it like that? No, because I've heard things. I think we've all heard the rumors about one of the Michael Jordan's sons kind of having a strained relationship with him. And I don't know how much Mike has given his sons. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Marcus, might not have a whole bunch, or might not have the money that Larsa was hoping that he had. Who knows? Yes, they all play victim. I agree with that. Yes, I think the way to win that game was to choose oneself in all the questions. I agree. Lisa tried it because Larsa isn't her friend and was ready to unload. Notice how Bravo is now affording Guerdy the opportunity to showcase her business like they've done for others. Oh, you think? I feel like when Guerdy first joined the show, we did see the events that she had thrown, but I feel like now they're not showing her business at all. But yeah, I think in the beginning that they did. So do you think that it's some mess behind that? I think that maybe they're trying to focus on her journey after cancer. Maybe that's why they're not doing it. I don't know. But yeah, in the beginning, we definitely saw all her events in the beginning. Her clients might not want it shown either. I don't know. Exactly. Yeah, they're focused on her cancer journey. I agree. I think that's Guerdy's choice. That's not really her storyline anymore. That's very true. I think Guerdy took a break after her cancer. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yes, they're focusing more on her health and her marriage. Yes. Yeah, I think that they wouldn't be focusing on her events They will be focusing more on the cancer journey and all that. But remember, when she first joined the show, they did focus. We saw a lot of her weddings that she did. She did a beautiful job. So she did get promotion earlier when she first joined. I will say that. They do that to any housewife they want to make a target. They did that. They did that in season 4 of Beverly Hills to Joyce. She said she had a foundation they never mentioned, despite promising to. Yeah, they gave Joyce a really messed up season. She should have been back for season 5. I felt like Joyce did not get a fair shake on Beverly Hills. I liked her. Yeah, she was even in Vogue. Yes. So, Larsa, Lisa still going at it. Lisa starts crying because she says that she's not playing victim. And one thing about Lisa, when she gets emotional, she's going to get up and leave, right? I will say Adriana does defend Lisa. She says, this feels like a gang up. Nobody's caring about the fact that Lisa just lost her father and you guys are doing this to her. Where is the empathy? Now, Adriana, that's very noble of you. It's very sweet. But where was this energy for Guerdy a few minutes ago when Guerdy was bringing up her assault? You guys all dismissed her like, okay, girl, stop talking about it. The same way that you stick up for Lisa, it would have been nice for you to stick up for Guerdy in that moment and say, yeah, Guerdy is right. She was assaulted. Where's the compassion for her? Just in my opinion. Just in my opinion. Did anybody else feel that way too? Because I know I felt that way. Like, okay, like, where is the care for Guerdy? Just saying. You said Adriana would have had Guerdy's back had she been there to say it, had she been there to see it, I feel. But listen, I don't need to see certain things to still be on the right side. Because if you tell me if we're friends or we're friendly, if I like you as a person, if you tell me that somebody that we both know assaulted you, I have your back. I'm on your side. There's no ands or ifs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And I don't need to see somebody get assaulted for me to defend them. I just feel like the right thing to do is say, no, she was assaulted. Where's the compassion for Guerdy? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, it's not like the assault is a mystery. We know what happened. Exactly. Yeah, because Adriana has been supporting Guerdy throughout this on social media. Well, that's great, but I need her to support on the show too. Yes, there's no way that I'm speaking to the person who assaulted you if I'm friends with you. I agree. Selective empathy. Adriana does eventually fall out with Julia and is on Guerdy's side. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's why she's riding so hard for Guerdy now then on social media. Yeah, if I hear you were assaulted, it will be me and them tussling for eternity. I agree. Right now, Julia is still Adriana's best friend, so she isn't going to come at her on camera. Now, let me tell you this. I don't know about you, but I don't have an issue, saying to a friend that what they did was wrong. And I'll end a friendship if listen, I'm not friends with people who are, into fighting and all that crazy stuff. I'm not if you're a violent person, then the friendship can be done. I'm not dealing with that. That's ridiculous to me that you can't speak to somebody without it escalating to violence. So if I had a friend who assaulted somebody for no good reason, they threw the first punch first for no reason because they're mad they're losing an argument, then I'd cut off that friendship. That's not somebody I want around me. I want people who are, clear in their thinking, level-headed people. So if you assault somebody and then on top of that, you can't take ownership, then I don't want to be friends with you. And I think that's wild to me that it's like you could bypass your friend doing that. I don't know. I don't like that whole thing of because you're friends with somebody for a moment that you have to condone crazy behavior. Because I feel like if you could assault somebody so easily for no reason at that, then what's to say you won't assault me if you're mad at me for whatever reason? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't like blind loyalty. Like I don't agree with that. Adriana should have said to Julia while they were still friends, Julia, what you did was wrong. You do not assault somebody. And this woman is dealing with cancer. Like you're wrong. You're wrong on every level. Just saying. The problem is that Julia does not have ownership of her mistakes. Exactly. She's always the victim. Always. Exactly. I'm not into Zeus Network friends. No, thank you. Listen, people with nothing to lose will help you lose everything. That goes for friendship, relationship. It makes so much sense about, the company that you keep is important. You can't just hang out with everybody. If you have stuff to lose, if you're a successful person, you're ambitious, you have goals and dreams, you can't be friends with everybody. That's just the truth of the matter. If somebody's violent, always popping off, get from around them, because no good's gonna come from it. No good. And if you try to check them or tell them that what they did was wrong, now they want to fight you. Just saying. Julie's a social climber. Yup, she is. She traded her old friends for Alexia and drunk Marisol. Exactly. Just remember that, y'all. Somebody with nothing to lose will help you lose everything. That goes for all relationships. You need to always be vetting your relationships and doing an assessment. A quarterly assessment of friendships needs to be done. Is this person draining you? Are they adding to your life? Are they subtracting from your life? If they're subtracting, it's time for you to go. And it doesn't mean that you have to be nasty or rude. You don't have to be, you don't have to say, I'm leaving, I'm out. You could do it quietly. It doesn't have to be a big fallout or a big fight. People think that because you're no longer friends or you want to distance yourself, it means that you're angry. It's not about being angry. It's about, you no longer fit, where I'm trying to go in life. We're no longer a fit. We're no longer aligned. And that's okay. That is okay. Yeah, everybody can't know. Like the old folks used to say. I used to always be so confused when they would say that about everybody can't go. As you progress in life, as you go up to the next level, everybody can't go. And I know it might sound sad, it might sound harsh, it might sound very blunt, it might sound mean, but it's the truth of the matter. Everybody can't go. And it gets real, the air gets real thinner as you go up, as you keep moving up in life. You guys know I speak about friendship and jealousy and elevation all the time in recaps. I've done whole videos on that. We could talk about that forever. But everybody cannot go to the next level with you. And that's just the reality. It's the truth. It's life. Oh, you said you love my life coach mode. Thank you. Yes. And expired friendship does not equate to beef. Not all friendships are meant to last. That's the truth of the matter. People need to understand that. It's not beef. It's just that, it's run its course. You were good for a season. We had our fun. But now, I wish you the best, but we're no longer aligned for the next time. It's the truth. It's the truth. And the fact that, I was annoyed that Adriana could not just call out Julia for what she did in the moment. Because friends or not, I'm sorry. I'll just be damned if a friend of mine assaults somebody and they want me to be on their side. Absolutely not. It's not happening. No. Like, are you insane? But I think that Guerdy does not get a fair shake on this show. And it was really apparent, it was evident last season when she announced her cancer diagnosis and nobody rallied around her the way they did for Alexia in prior seasons and Lisa going through her divorce. How Lisa got more sympathy and empathy for her divorce than Guerdy did about her cancer. And that's a bit alarming to me. That's very alarming because what Guerdy was going through was life or death. And you guys couldn't even muster up some concern for her. You guys were just like, okay, that's sad, but back to Lisa. Like, really? Who does that? I have a friend who dogged me out. What? But it's jealousy. Yeah, it definitely is. I was hurt at first, but now I'm over it. I'll keep it moving because I definitely don't want anything she has. Yeah, you got to keep it moving. Keep it moving. You guys had a moment as friends. It's over now, and keep on moving. Don't turn back. But that's life though. People start dropping like flies. The older you get, the more successful you get. Hello, the more successful you get. When you follow your dreams, when things start looking up for you, people drop like flies. Hello, can I get an amen in the chat? All right, let me not get off topic. Let's get back to the recap. Where were we? Lisa says that she's tired of this stupid party. It's BS. She's over this group. She's done with this group. And we see Lisa sobbing in the bathroom. She says that she hates these people. And my thing is, Lisa, you obviously are tired of this group. You know, you're obviously finding yourself being ostracized. You're obviously, you know, always being called to the carpet about something. Maybe it's time for you to also leave the show. I don't think that Lisa's happy on the show. I also personally feel like Lisa's storyline for me has ran its course. I'm not interested in her and the divorce. I don't care. Lisa has become exhausting. It's constant wailing about something. It's always all about her. The lateness. I mean, I'm tired of it. I am. I think that if Lisa was let go tomorrow or if she was demoted, I would not be upset. I don't think that Lisa is bringing a whole lot right now. I don't. And she's visibly done with this group. She is visibly tired of this group. So why keep somebody on who does not want to be there? Yes, yes, yes. Lisa will never leave the show. She's fame hungry. Oh yes, they drop like flies when you start looking better too. Some people were never friends. I know all about that. When I say success, I'm saying it in all the areas. Your looks, body. Well, that's looks, duh. You know what I meant. But look, honey, glow up in the looks. Oh, listen. Money, happiness, a new relationship, an engagement, a marriage, a new car, a new home, and see if you really have friends. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone, but we can talk about that anytime you guys want to. But yes, if you glow up in any area, you're going to find out you don't have as many friends as you think. All right? Just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying. And don't let you have all of it together at the same time. You honey, all you're going to have is yourself and the good Lord. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. You said that's the face of somebody with stories to share. Listen. Listen, honey. I will never forget, because everybody loves you until you become a threat. Everybody loves you until you become a threat. And I've heard it said that, and don't get mad, but I've heard it said that if you have a lot of friends, let me not say it. All I'm going to say is it truly is true about it's lonely at the top. And I'm going to keep it there. But I've heard somebody say that if you have a lot of friends, ask yourself, are you where you want to be in life? Because generally, when you're doing well in life, you don't have a lot of friends. You don't really have any friends. So if you have a lot of friends, you might want to reevaluate, like, wait, am I doing well in life? Because and of course, before somebody tells me that they're successful and they have a lot of friends, trust and believe that you are the exception and not the rule. Okay, so yes, are there people who are very successful and they do happen to have a nice amount of friends? Yes, but it's a very small percentage. A very small percentage. Because I'm telling you firsthand that the higher you go, folks start dropping like flies, and the envy is real loud. Just saying. And we could talk about that another day, but yes. Okay. Y'all have me screaming in the chat right now. You said you have one close friend and that's it, and you are very blessed. Yes, right. And are those genuine friends? Exactly. Oh, oh my gosh. You said you had somebody stop talking to me after I got my car. Well, honey, a new car will have folks upset with you. Pull up in a brand new car, and all of a sudden, folks don't want to talk to you. You said after you got your car, you said, joke's on them, I'm driving. Wait, you said you're driving and they're at the bus stop. My God. Let me tell you something. Baby, listen, it gets real interesting as you elevate in life. I'm telling you, get a new home. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. All right. No, you guys are about to make me go into something else now. Y'all have me screaming. Where were we? Uh Lisa's crying in the bathroom at how she hates the group. She's over it. So now we see Larsa saying that Larsa says, well, if everybody's saying this about you, maybe you should reflect. Well, Larsa, everybody says how nasty you are. You've yet to reflect and change your ways. So it's comical that you're saying that Lisa should change her ways and reflect when there's been no self-reflection or growth on your part. Just saying. We do see Guerdy walk over to Larsa. She says that she wants Larsa and Lisa to find peace with each other. So she sits them down and says she tells them to talk to each other. Now, Guerdy, I understand that you want to be the peacemaker, but it's really not your place or your concern to try to get them back together again. And also, Guerdy, did Larsa or Lisa defend you? Did they try to pour into you when you were assaulted at Marisol's reception? I mean, granted, Lisa was in Canada at her father's funeral, so she has that to think about. So I'll give her a pass. But Larsa sat up there and did not defend you in the least bit about what Julia did to you. So while you feel the need to be, to play the peacemaker and the mediator for them, no, they're grown women. Let them figure it out. You don't need to try to, help them out, in my opinion. I was just like, I was so annoyed. And now you have Larsa and Lisa sitting down to talk, and Guerdy keeps interrupting them. And I have to say, I could not stop laughing at this part. I thought it was really funny because Guerdy thought that she was like Oprah or Iyanla Van Zant. She was like, okay, so you hurt her feelings, so why don't you say you're sorry? And Larsa was like, who does Guerdy think she is? Dr. Phil? Like, girl, be quiet. I said, Guerdy, love you down, but you were doing a bit too much in this scene, and you don't need to be the referee. Let them figure it out themselves. Yes, Guerdy was doing too much. I wanted her to leave because it looked bad. Yes, I was like, Guerdy, please, it's embarrassing. She was like, okay, so you say this. Now you tell her I'm sorry. Now, okay, so no. So she said that she's hurt by what you said. And they were like, Guerdy, please shut up. I said, you said Guerdy Iyanla Winfrey. I'm screaming. Yes, Guerdy need to be quiet. Guerdy was doing too much. It was embarrassing. Yes. Yes, Guerdy, this ain't your mess. Exactly. I said, Guerdy, shh, just stop. Please take it down a notch. That was really funny. But yeah, Larsa and Lisa say, look, we're not going to resolve it tonight. Let's have a one-on-one by ourselves and we'll talk then. So now we get to the next scene. We can skip on past this scene with Julia, but a few quick points. Julia has the social worker over. We do find out that her and Martina, they're not the official parents of their two boys just yet. And I said, so Julia, seeing that the process isn't officially sealed, why would you think that it was a good idea to assault somebody? Because see, me, folks like me, you assault me, I'm a mess. I'm gonna blow everything up. I'm going to mess up your life so badly. You're gonna regret ever you'll regret ever trying to mess with me like that in that way. And the fact that you would do that, knowing that the adoption has not been finished yet, is beyond me. And I'm gonna just leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. Yes, she should be on her best behavior. Exactly. She should be on her best behavior. Police would have been called. What does Funky Dineva always say? You done effed up the thing because, honey, you physically harm me and you, okay. Yep, you said I went up and got snacks during Julia's scene. Honey, yep, I would have filed assault charges against her too. I would have messed up everything. I would have had her in jail. I would have had her in jail. If you even pump fake like you want to hit me in an argument, I'm gonna call the police. Oh wait, you said you isn't Julia 67 and Martina's 94. Oh my gosh, honey, I would have had things real. It would have been real messed up for Miss Julia and Martina because I would have had those cops called. Restraining order would have been sent over to that door. She would have been all hemmed up in court and under the jail. Don't play with me. And I would have gotten Martina too. Martina, and I'm getting you. I'm filing a restraining order against you for all your racism throughout the years. I'm gonna whack you too. I'm gonna have you hemmed up too. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, honey, I'll give you my best Viola Davis. I would have been, the minute she threw that water on me, I would have laid out on that floor crying and sobbing, tears coming out my nose, out my eyes, out my mouth. I would have been hyperventilating. Honey, I would have been foaming at the mouth saying, oh my gosh, I would have been saying that I had every ailment known to man. I would have waited. I would have made the biggest scene that y'all would have said, oh my gosh, I would have fallen out. They were on a boat, right? I would have fallen off the boat and I would have waited till the Coast Guard came and got me. I mean, I would have caused such a scene that she would have been handcuffed before she got off of that boat. I would have had her under that jail. Oh, honey, everything would have been messed up. I would have had her account down to nothing. Everything would have been messed up, messing with me. Listen, absolutely, honey, I'm telling you right now, I would have went overboard. Listen, she would have been in jail that day. She would have been in jail that day. I would have said that everything happened to me. What? I would have shown up to the court in a wheelchair, a neck brace. Are you kidding? Don't play with me. I will give you a show. Don't do it. I'm the wrong one. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay. I would have done it. Listen, yes, I would have told the cops. I would say, oh my gosh, listen, I would have given y'all a performance for the ages. Yup. You said bring the choppers out. Yes, I would have said she splashed hot water. It's like, oh, the water was hot. I would have said that I would have made such a scene. And she'd be the one crying, not me. Yep, I would have had all the doctors coming to get me and help me out. Oh. Yes, I would have put a mint in my mouth and started fake choking and everything. Yes, honey. Yup, I would have had my exclusive people interview say, oh my gosh. And the headline would have said, an overcomer, a survivor, honey. The Brooke Ashley speaks out about that horrible, brutal attack that almost took her life. Honey, I would have. Yes, honey, I would have had CNN, MSNBC, everybody. Ooh. Honey, I am a survivor, honey. Yes, honey, the phoenix has risen. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Baby, please. Julia, you would have been in the trenches messing with me. I would have effed your whole entire life up. That's why you need to be careful about who you mess with. Everybody's not going to let it go. Everybody's not going to let it go. So you better think long and hard, because some folks are crazier than you. You think you're crazy? You think you're crazy? And you come up against somebody who can be nutty like I am, you're in for a ride. So you think long and hard before you decide to mess with somebody for no reason, because they might be crazier than you, and you'll really be in a mess. Okay. Oh yes, honey. I was like, oh Lord, honey, this big tall woman came after me, honey, and I'm so small, honey. I'm so small and tiny, honey. I was fearing for my life, honey. My life flashed before my eyes, honey. I saw my future kids, honey. I couldn't believe it, child. I would have said, oh, that she came over, hulking over me, and look at me. Look how tiny I am. You see me? Oh, I couldn't believe it. I'm just a young girl, and this big tall woman came up against me for no reason. And look at me, I'm just a young girl. Oh my gosh. Yes, honey, a true damsel in distress. Oh, I would have spun the narrative so well. I would have put all the sauce into everything. Okay. There would have been a Lifetime movie, Surviving Julia, the Brooke Ashley story starring Keke Palmer as Brooke. I'm screaming. Oh, y'all better stop playing with me. Baby, okay. I said, honey, I am a petite woman, and she came after me, honey, trying to take my life. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Jesus, y'all better stop playing with me today, okay? But let this be a lesson. Some of us truly are crazy. So be careful about who you think you're about to mess with, because it won't be good. So, child, a mess. Oh my goodness. And not to take it back to Potomac season 5, not to, but let me just humor me for 5 seconds. But I'm telling you, Monique would have been under that jail that day if I were Candace, because the way I would have fallen all the way out, honey. I mean, and that was let me move on. But Monique, you got off real easy. And I'm not one of those. I didn't grow up hearing, Black folks can't call the police on other Black folks. I didn't hear that. You touch me, you going to jail. So she also would have been in jail too. Oh yes, honey. She tried to break my spirit, officer. Yes, honey, a slain in the spirit fallout. Yes, you know what? You're right. Let me just move on. Let me move on, child. Let me move on. Oh gosh. Okay, yes, if you touch me, I'm calling 911. Exactly. Okay, you said you didn't hear that either. Exactly. All right, y'all. Let's get serious for 5 seconds. So where were we? Yeah, but the social workers talking to Julia. I don't have anything to say about that. So we can move on from there. So we see Stephanie out to dinner with her husband and her parents. Now, Stephanie and her mom look like they could be the same age, because Stephanie and her mom have the same exact haircut, the same exact style. Stephanie loves her a good designer kitten heel. and a tweed Chanel blazer. So when Stephanie said that she's 39 going on 40, I said, oh, I said, Stephanie, Stephanie carries herself with a very old spirit. I said, okay, girl. She's given herself a yeah, she just presents so much older than 39, 40, in my opinion. I think it's the hair and the style, right? Yeah, yeah, she has that 1940s spirit, honey. Yes. Okay, so you think she looks her age, but she dresses old. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that one confessional look, I thought she looked older. The one where she has the flip, the hair, the short hair with the little flip, like is giving Jackie Kennedy. Stephanie could definitely look young if she would just not dress so old, in my opinion. Yeah, she's cosplaying a conservative woman. Yeah, Stephanie's mom is a pretty woman. She looks good. Yeah, and it's in that all white outfit with the blazer and the hair. Okay. Yes, with the gloves. Yeah, she gives very much Jackie Kennedy. So we find out that Stephanie installed like Ring cameras in her parents' house and she hasn't told them yet. And I said, Stephanie, your parents are good and grown. You don't need to do that. And also, you need to be careful about trying to spy on people because you might see some stuff that you don't want to see. All right. You know what I'm saying? I just said, girl, leave your parents alone and they'll be okay. Like they will be okay. These are grown women, there's a grown woman and a grown man in their 60s. They're good. If they need help, they will call you, but you don't need to spy on them with Ring cameras in their house. That was, I said, okay. The parents say that they're celebrating 50 years together. Stephanie says that when she introduced her parents to her husband, her dad was so shocked, but they're actually close now. So we find out that Stephanie's husband is 65 and her father is 67. So her parents her dad is only 2 years, her husband and parents are like really close in age. Now, let me say, Stephanie, the tea that's come out about you, about how you got with your husband, Masood. Am I saying his name right? Let me know in the chat. I hate to butcher a name. So the girls on TikTok are saying that allegedly you used to be Masood's ex-wife's assistant and you were his mistress, allegedly. And while you guys were dating while he was still married, allegedly, you had already changed your last name to his last name before you guys got married. I said, excuse me, and allegedly. But the word on the street is that this whole BS about how you were not interested in him, that's all a lie, because the girls are saying that you used to be the wife's assistant. And they're also saying that you and your husband are being sued. You guys are in one of your homes is in foreclosure. So there's a lot coming out about you. You said the dressing old is overcompensating. I can see that. Yes, this whole thing with her is nuts. This is all alleged, but the tea is coming out that she was allegedly the first wife's assistant, and she was plotting on good old Masood for a long time. Allegedly. Now, this whole mess with you and your sisters, right? We find out that not only do you guys not talk, but your parents also don't talk to your sisters. Now, I don't know Stephanie, but something about this story does not sit right in my soul. Let me know if you guys think the same thing. For me, it feels like the parents are siding with the child who has the most money. From where I'm sitting, it feels like that. Yes. Okay. So we are on the same page. We are on the same page. Okay. Favoritism. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's more the story that she's leaving out purposely. I agree. She bought her parents. Yes, because I'm saying, okay, so we're on the same page about that. Siding where the money's at. Yes. Honey, they're going where the money resides. Remember that whole remember what's his name? He went viral. They are with the money where the money resides, honey. Okay, so we all see each other. The parents said, "Don't bite the hand that feeds you." Her mother was so hurt about the situation while her dad was talking badly about their other daughters. It was weird. Yeah, that was very unsettling to me. I said, those are all your daughters. And you're sitting up there bad mouthing them. I said, is he okay? I don't care what anybody says. I'm on the twin sister side because something with Stephanie and the parents, something in the milk ain't clean. I'm siding with the twin sisters. Exactly. Child. Yeah, she married a man who's quite literally her husband's peer. Exactly. It hurt my feelings for the other sister. Same here. I also don't like how Stephanie keeps bringing up what she bought them. Yeah, I don't like it either. I want to hear from those sisters. Someone get them on The View. I mean, the sisters, I'm sure you guys are all watching. You're watching all the blogs and all this stuff. If you ever want to come on my channel and just spill the tea, come on. I don't bite. It's a good time over here. You know, I can give you a list of questions that you guys can look over before you get on. So let me know, the twin sisters, if you guys are watching, let me know. I'd love to have you on. The twins aren't there to defend themselves, so this isn't fair. Yeah, I agree. I hope all this comes up at the reunion. Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, and I'm just saying, listen, honey, we are on the primetime exclusive story. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I know, listen, you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. So they might be watching my channel. And if you're watching, feel free to come on. Do you know when they tape the reunion? I think they're gonna tape it August. We're episode 6. This is episode 6 or 7. This is episode 6. We have, I believe, like 10 more episodes to go. So that means, okay, we have, we won't get the reunion till about September. So I guess they'll be filming in late August, if I had to guess. So yeah, I guess they'll be filming the reunion next month, end of next month, if I had to guess. Yes, it reminds me of Danielle on Jersey. I don't want to hear about your family fallouts if I can't hear from the other party involved. I agree. They filmed season 8 in January too. Okay. Yeah, I believe I was told that they have 16 episodes this season. So yeah, we have 10 more episodes. It might be less, it might be more, I don't know. But yeah, I was told they're getting 16 episodes. So so that means that they'll be filming, the reunion will come out September. Maybe they fell out because they didn't agree with how she got her husband, and no amount of money is going to change their minds about that. Yeah, that could be a possibility. That could definitely be a reason. I could see that. She was trying to buy them into accepting this whole entire thing. Yeah, but Stephanie says that she does want to mend the relationship with her sisters. She misses them a lot. And Stephanie says one day we'll all be a complete family. Well, Stephanie, that's up to you. And I want to get the full story on what really happened. And until you give us the full story, I really can't sympathize with you about this. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, wait, hold on. That's a good point. But her sisters used to work at the company. It couldn't be that. That's true. So there's something else that happened. Something else happened. Thank you for saying that. I forgot about that. I'll have my first grandbaby by the time the reunion shows. Oh, congratulations. That's exciting. That is so exciting. After what her dad said, I don't know about that. Yeah, you guys are right. Like, I just, yeah, the bottom line is something in the buttermilk ain't clean. That's it, and that's all. But yeah, Stephanie, I'm not buying this whole story, so you need to come up with something else. Tell us the truth. Now, this scene with Guerdy and Russell, I thought it was heartbreaking because we see that post cancer, there's still a lot that Guerdy is facing, right? Emotionally, her marriage to Russell. She just wants to make sure that he doesn't see her as a cancer patient anymore. She wants to make sure that he views her as his wife, right? But I really think that Russell is a great husband. The respect and the love that he has for her, it's just so beautiful to watch. And I love that. But I did get teary-eyed during this scene because we have the therapist asking Russell how he felt during the whole ordeal of her having cancer, going through chemo and radiation treatments. And he says it was super hard. He said at one point, Guerdy, was at her lowest in bed. And then Guerdy jumps in and says that she did not want to live anymore, right? And so at one point, Russell told her that she can't do this to him and the kids, that he needs her, right? And she fought the good fight. I always get very, very teary-eyed hearing about somebody wanting to end their life, having those thoughts. So like I got really choked up hearing that. And it really shows how much Guerdy went through. And that's why it's just more upsetting, because when you realize the battle that she fought and to see that nobody in this group really cared or supported her or rallied around her, it's really disheartening, because this woman dealt with a lot and nobody seemed to care. But yeah, Russell is definitely an amazing man. He really is. The therapist does encourage them to go for individual therapy. I skipped an important part. I thought it was really sweet when he said, "I'm not traumatized by what she's gone through. I'm amazed and I'm so proud of my wife." And then when Guerdy broke down and said, "Thank you so much. I had no idea that's how you felt." That just got me right here. Yes, that is a good man, Savannah, right? Like that was a beautiful moment. Beautiful. Russell has said that he's always wanted Guerdy to go seek therapy. She has issues from her past that pop up all the time. So Guerdy says that the way she came to this country was traumatic. She felt a sense of abandonment and isolation. She is one of 7 kids. Her father came to Miami for his church career. And she says she came here at 9 years old, and her dad only took her and her brother to the US, right? Their other siblings got to stay in France. So that's why she's triggered when she's excluded from something, especially when it's done in a mean way. Guerdy says that she was brought to the US, dropped off at a cousin's house, and was told that her parents would be right back to get the other siblings, and that did not happen. She didn't see her parents for 3 months. So that's why she's the way she is now. Now, again, that broke my heart. Just so we're clear, there is nothing wrong with getting therapy. I recommend it. I can't say it enough. I think that therapy is an amazing tool just to sort out your feelings. And going to therapy does not mean that, you're crazy or please don't think that. Also, it's even good if things are going well in your life to still go, just to get a tune up every now and again. It's always good just to find better ways to cope, or address triggers or things from your past. Don't let the past have a hold on you. But yeah, I think that Guerdy should definitely go to therapy and unpack that for sure. For sure. Absolutely. But it was nice that Guerdy shared more of her story, because I feel like for the last 3 seasons of her being on the show, we haven't really gotten to know her besides from her being like on the fringes of this friend group. So it was nice to get this moment where we got to get to know more of Guerdy. I enjoyed this scene a lot. I really did. Yes, Russell is husband of the year. Yes, yes, yes. It's okay to love like your wife out loud. Exactly. That was important context to understand why she is the way she is. I wish the women knew this, but the sad truth is they likely would not care. Yeah, a lot of the women on the show, they could care less about Guerdy. There's no sympathy. There's no understanding there. So even if she, and also, I'm very big on not discussing vulnerabilities or past traumas with people, especially folks who don't see it for you. I think that you need to be very careful about sharing personal things that have happened to you, to friends, potential, love interests. Like, you need to really trust somebody. I just, so I feel like it's good maybe that Guerdy has not told them, because like you said, they probably wouldn't care. And why waste your breath with people who just don't care, Yes, mental health is real and psychologists are the specialists. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, don't tell Larsa, she'll use it against you. When you open up to somebody, especially somebody you just met, and you fall out, they'll use that against you and throw it in your face later on. Yeah. Or you have people who will try to use it in a way to make you feel bad. Like, they'll do it under the guise of they're bringing it up to help you, when they're actually just trying to rub it in your face that you went through that. So also be careful about that. I'm a big thing. I'm a big believer in, stop telling people your insecurities. If you don't like something about yourself, like maybe it's a personality trait or it could be physical appearance, don't say anything to people. People will use that against you too. They'll weaponize your insecurities against you. When you should not be talking about that. You shouldn't. I'm just letting y'all know. I just think that keep some things between you and the good Lord, in my opinion. It's like when Kiki explained last season why Lisa's comments about that dog hurt her and she was so dismissive. Yes, very, very great comparison. Yes. Yep, exactly. Lisa was rude to say what she was giving the dogs was better. Yep. I learned that what you communicate about you to people, people will believe. Exactly. Yep. All right, so we're all on the same page. Now we get to the last scene, and honestly, it's Lisa and Larsa having a sit-down conversation. They're out at lunch, trying to sort through their issues. We don't have to go over it line by line, because I am over this entire argument, this entire beef. Currently, Lisa and Larsa are still not friends. They're still beefing on social media. So obviously this conversation did not work, right? But we have Larsa and Lisa going at it with each other. Larsa says that I've never been thrown at anybody's house before. And Lisa says, well, I've never been cursed out like that before. Larsa goes on to say, well, things have snowballed. I was hurt about Milan. Lisa says, well, you got heated over Marcus. It's a touchy subject. Larsa brings up how Marcus told her that Marcus told her that she was the one who took the photo of him when he was in south of France snorting. He was having some Coca-Cola. Can you actually say it on YouTube? YouTube gets really weird about certain words, but he was at the slopes in the south of France. Remember that picture that came out? Marcus accused Larsa of having his picture taken of that, right? Yes, doing AC. Lisa says, well, the paparazzi guy did tell us that you did do it, that you did set it up to have his picture taken. And Larsa says, well, you're full of ish. Honestly, again, they were just going back and forth. It was like Lisa shaded Larsa, Larsa shaded Lisa. It was a tennis match. They were both hitting each other, right? We do see Lisa run up to go to the bathroom. She's crying again. Lisa goes on to ask Alexia. She calls Alexia for some advice. And Alexia says, you have to fix it. Lisa goes to sit back down. She says, I'm super hurt. And Larsa says, well, how am I trying to hurt you? And I said, Larsa, going for the jugular, cursing somebody out, telling their personal business, how are you going to ask her, how am I hurting you? Like, you know what you're doing. I hate when Larsa does that. So now Larsa says that she's been a better friend to Lisa than Lisa's been to her. She says that you can call me anytime. I always answer. Larsa does apologize for coming to Jody's party and cursing her out, calling her a bitch. And then she says, I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you the way I should have been when your dad died. But can you accept some ownership on your end? So Lisa says, in hindsight, if I would have known your true emotions, we wouldn't be here today. I didn't know. I'm sorry. And then she goes on to say that Larsa has a very tough shell, so it's hard to gauge Larsa's feelings. So Larsa says, I get it. We both need to do a better job with communicating, but I'll always have Lisa. I'll always have your back. They both agree that they don't want to fight with each other. They miss each other. And then they hug it out, and that's the end of the episode. Now, look. Let this be the last episode where Lisa and Larsa are going at it, because I truly have no interest in them. I think that Lisa and Larsa are two sides of the same coin. They're both exhausting, both of them. So I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm neutral in this because both of them are irritating me. So it's hard for me to really care or be invested in what they have going on. You know? No, well, the bathroom scene, it's Lisa's always crying in the bathroom every time. This was no different. I was over it. She's talking, she's crying, she's sobbing, she's hyperventilating. You have the woman in the stall, doing her business. That woman was like, you know what? Can I just pee in peace, please? Can I just pee in peace? And production was so shady for zooming in on that woman's kitten heels while she was on the toilet. I said, production, y'all are so shady for that. Yeah, that poor lady on the toilet had no peace. Exactly. They both have no storyline. Let's be honest. Exactly. Lisa needs to get control of her mental health. I agree. You said you wish you were that woman in that moment. That's why I hate public restrooms. Yeah. Y'all, wait, y'all have me on the floor with these comments. Oh my gosh. The woman in the bathroom, the employee telling Lisa she was loud and had to go outside. It was great. Honey, you see those kitten heels on the toilet. Oh gosh. Yeah, Lisa has no self-awareness. Yup. Because Lisa was being loud in those people's establishment. How are the camera crew allowed in the restroom? Yeah, they're generally not allowed to be in the restroom. She said woman in the bathroom had to hold it for life. I know. Imagine if her stomach was hurting. Can you imagine if her stomach was torn up? She's trying to, and here Lisa is with the whole camera crew. She's wailing and sobbing. This poor woman with her kitten heels trying to hold it in. No, that's really terrible. No, oh my gosh, no, that's horrible. That's actually really embarrassing. Goodness gracious. Listen, honey, that is a nightmare. Can you imagine? Okay, invasion of privacy, exactly. You said yes, she's trying to keep it demure and mindful because the camera crew is there. She's trying to hold it. She's clenching for dear life. Because you saw her, she kept wiggling her feet. She was wiggling those kitten heels. I said, oh, I know her stomach is tore up. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I need Lisa to stop having these moments in the bathroom. Like, I'm really tired of it. I'm tired. I'm seriously tired. It's got to stop. It has got to stop. I'm waiting for the day that she goes into a public restroom doing this again and somebody just kicks her right out. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I know I felt for that woman because I said, I know she's hurting. She was wiggling those kitten heels like her stomach is torn up. Can this woman please get out of here? Oh gosh. You yes, Lisa is always in distress. I'm sick of it. Yeah, I agree. I'm sick of it too. I mean, Lisa always has a sob story. It's just like, oh my gosh. And that's why I was here for Kiki getting her together. I was here for Kiki getting her together last season because it's enough. I mean, obviously she's grieving the loss of her dad, so I understand her grieving, but I'm talking about everything else. When it comes to the issues with Larsa and in this group, she's always in distress. It drives me insane. And Lisa acts like her feelings are the only ones that matter. And I used to like Lisa a lot. I used to like Lisa Hochstein a lot, but yeah, since last season, she hasn't been doing it for me. Yes. Lisa picking up the distress baton from Alexia. Yeah. Lisa is the meltdown queen. Yes. I'm tired of Lisa and Jody. Same here. Oh, I'm screaming. Oh, wow. Do you see this? I'm screaming. I am screaming. Oh, gosh. Oh, yes. Lisa be sounding like Kyle Richards. Her issues are the only ones that matter. Everyone else fades in the background. That's the perfect comparison. I agree. I agree. When I tell you guys, this live has had me on the floor. You guys have been in rare form. I mean, this live just, honey, if I had jet lag a minute ago, I don't have it anymore because you guys have really you guys woke me right on up because I have not stopped laughing. Your live is better than the episode. Thank you. I agree. Yeah, I do. Yeah, this live is a lot better than the episode. I do agree with that. Maybe Guerdy will learn some of her damsel in distress tactics from Lisa. The Atlanta reunion finna put us back to sleep. Well, I have some hope because that sneak peek came out with the continuation of Angela and Phaedra going at it. I'm hoping that is better than the first part. I have a little bit of hope that the second part of this reunion is actually okay. Oh, thank you guys. This live was popping. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed. I'm really glad that you guys. No, I had a great time. I mean, I really had a great time. You guys are always so much fun. Oh yes. Okay. Okay. Let me before we end things, call things a day. For Orange County, I missed. I was in LA, so I missed the last episode. So once I catch up on episode 2, I'll do a recap for OC. Now there's a part of me that might just do a live for OC because I don't know if I feel like recording for several hours and then having to edit for like 13, 14 hours for a double recap. So I'm like, maybe I'll just do a live. If you guys are okay with me doing a live for OC, let me know in the chat. I know that some of y'all just like when I just do a recap, and I get it. Listen, both recaps and lives, they have their pros and their cons, right? If you just want to hear me just straight on, I get it. Yeah, let me just catch up on episode 2, and then I will have something for you guys for OC later in the week. If it's not a pre-recorded recap, it'll be a live. And I'm going to aim to have it I'll aim to have it earlier in the week, but let me get Atlanta out first, and then I'll do OC. So, okay. All right, so we'll do, okay. Oh, that's so sweet. You said do what is best for you. Thank you. Oh, you want a live for OC? I like that you mixed it up. Yes, the lives are a great time. Yes, please do a live. Oh, no, y'all want to do a live because y'all want to sit up here cutting up on Gina and Emily. Okay, we'll do a live. We will do a live, all right? Yeah, Katie's getting caught in a lot of lies. Okay, let me just catch up, and I promise you we'll do a live for OC then, because that will be easier for me. So let's just do a live. Yeah, you said Gina's always gonna get it. You said duh, Brooke. Y'all are so funny. Oh, thank you so much. I love listening to you and Kempire. You're both the best. Sending love from Scotland. Oh, thank you. And we love Kempire over here. We love Kempire. I also love a general topics live, like pop culture stuff. Okay, yes, I need to get back on that because I've been slacking. I have been slacking. I have some free days because I don't have any. I'm trying to think, do I have any more trips coming up like right this minute? I think I can do a general topics live. Maybe this week too. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm outside all the time. Because if I'm not traveling, then we're out. So I'm gonna do my best. But I'll tell you this. Let me just get all the recaps out the way, and then I can focus on a general topics live. We'll do that. Okay, can't wait to see what the chat comments about Gina on this recap. Child. Okay. You said I stand with Katie. I won't believe anything. You won't believe anything else. Oh, do I watch Love Island? Okay, wait. So this season of Love Island, I could not get into it because I already saw the foolishness. I already know Huda, like Olandria and Nick. I love them. They are so cute. Nick is so handsome. Olandria is so beautiful. I'm happy that they placed top 2. I wish them the best. Yeah, but Huda and all her nonsense, all her anti-blackness, yeah, like I had to tune out because I already saw what time it was while the season was starting. I already saw what time it was. Yes, this season of Love Island was chaotic, a complete mess. Yes. You said it was a chop this season. I would love to hear your take. Well, listen, I fell off real early into the game, so I don't really have much to go. I don't have much to say other than I'm happy that Shelly and Olandria took the world by storm. They're so beautiful. And I'm happy that they're getting so many brand deals and opportunities, and I wish them the absolute best. Ooh, almost dropped my phone. Sorry about that. But yeah, I don't have too much to say about Love Island season 7 other than nobody is seeing Love Island season 6. Like, what? Janae, Serena, Kenny, Cordell, Miguel, Kenny, like those, they are it. They are it for me. Like, nobody's seeing them. So I already knew that season 7 was going to be like low key, a bit of a letdown. So I didn't even really bother to just invest my time. Yep, they wanted to be like last season and ended up looking like fools. Yeah, season 6 was top tier. Yes, yes. Olandria and Shelly are so pretty. But let me tell y'all, Love Island season 8, I really hope that they get like people who don't get folks like Huda. Like I don't want no we I don't want any Hudas coming in. Am I saying her name right? Is it Huda or Huda? Like I don't want to mess up her name, but yeah, if we can vet the girls, a little bit better because I'm tired of the Hudas coming in thinking that because, let me just leave that alone. But yeah, I've heard the discourse around her, and her recent interview with her trying to act like the victim and all this stuff. Yeah, she's definitely pressed that the viewers really fell in love with with this. Yeah, she's bothered by it. Mm-hmm. It's Huda. Okay, okay. Thank you. Wait, it's Huda. Okay, thank you. Um it has peaked like UK did with season 5. They call them the Timu PPG. I'm screaming. Do a live for OC. Okay, I'll do a live for OC. We'll do a live. I need to pick a day and then we'll be set for the live, okay? But yes, y'all, we're gonna end the live right here. I had a great time on the live. I'll make sure to put timestamps if for those of y'all who are catching the replay. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a great time. Thank you all again for joining me. And I will see you all for Atlanta and for OC. And yeah, I love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday, and we will talk soon. Bye, guys. Oh yes, we'll talk about Denise Richards. We'll talk about y'all just give me some time. We will talk about it all, okay? But right now, I'll see y'all later. Bye guys.